I second.
Well.
All right. Aye.
Aye. Okay. Approved minutes from August 12th.
Well, I meant communications from the public.
Huh?
Communications from the public.
Oh.
Yeah, communication.
Kidding, there's nobody here.
Yeah.
I'd like to say something if I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I got a question. Do you guys have a policy, or it should be a policy, a mandatory policy about when people register to get water or actually sign up to get water? Do they give out emergency contact numbers?
No.
Well, I think that should be part of our laws or something, because like if somebody dies or something, or we need to get a hold of them because the water's leaking, or, you know, that's a concern about like, you know, how we're going to get a hold of them if we don't have like extra numbers to call somebody if something happens, or, and then you got to be concerned like with somebody going into the house and maybe starting to squat or steal water, or what if we need to get a hold of the person because their water line broke. So I think it should be, you know, like mandatory that we have at least some kind of emergency contact numbers with people who have water accounts.
I think that if there's a water line broke or something like that, yes, and we would shut it off. But if there's some question about a health being or something to somebody, a person would just have to call the sheriff's department. I mean, we can't go into anybody's house or to do a wellness check.
I know that's why I say maybe if we had like an emergency contact number to get a hold of someone, you know, in case, like what if somebody, like, let's say passes on, God forbid, and then we don't know who's going to, like, because this is actual scenario right now that some guy passed away recently. So now we got to keep driving by there, checking in the house, because we don't know if anybody is going to go in there and take the water or start squatting or whatever, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like.
Sheriff's Department notified?
Pardon me?
Is the Sheriff's Department notified?
I guess I don't know. I just know that we heard the guy died, so now we go check on the house all the time. But I wish there was like a number to call, according to somebody. There isn't any other number to call, so I don't know. I don't know the whole story, but I just wanted to know if when people die, if there was like, or if somebody's on vacation and their water line breaks or something, we need to get a hold of them for whatever reason. It could be any other reason. You know, it'd be nice to have emergency contact numbers.
We can't monitor the whole town though. It's just not in our bailiwick to do that.
Well, I just wanted to know if it was already a policy or if we could set one so when future people get water, we could have emergency contact numbers for them.
No, there is no policy like
Isn't
that.
there a spot for an extra number on the form you fill out?
Yeah, there's one for a home phone and a cell phone, and some of them I do have 2 different numbers if they give them to me, but
Okay.
it would be going back, you know, for everybody because it was never done ever.
Yeah.
Right.
We just shut the water off if we know there's a water problem.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it. Well, the other thing I was going to ask too is about, like I heard there's a couple of guys that are getting water to their claims and all that. I mean, I know that you're supposed to be a homeowner, and I don't know, how's that work with like BLM lands? Are we still supposed to be obligated to give them water? And who monitors it if there's theft or whatever? I mean, how does that work when miners get water to their claims?
Well, if they're getting water to their claim, they would have to buy it. Is anybody, miners come getting water to their
We
claim?
have a place called Sydney Peak Stone that gets water from us. The owner actually has a house here, but all the water's going to the mine.
Yeah.
There's some people, which is going to be in my report, down by the airport well that want water. They have to provide me proof they have a mining claim there first.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the meter, there's already a meter there for it.
But the same regulations would apply.
Yeah, same thing applies to them. They put down a deposit, they provide me proof that it's their claim, and they pay the water bill every month. If not, they get shut off.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Just like a homeowner.
Okay, anything else from the public?
Nope.
Okay, approved minutes from August 12th. You got yours? Any problem? You know what? I got an agenda for, oh, but I don't have minutes. They're not in this either.
I didn't print the minutes. I had emailed everybody the minutes, but it didn't happen.
Oh.
I can print them out real fast if you want.
Yeah, you
Yeah, would
probably
you?
should.
Please.
Yeah, just give me a minute.
I know what happened to mine. I erased half of my computer by mistake.
That's not good. Oh, here they are.
Just gotta go retrieve them.
Have you both read all this stuff about the settlement and mutual release agreement? Well, go on.
I'm reading it right now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ben.
You're welcome.
Hey, Debbie.
Yeah.
Shouldn't the board members get all this information beforehand? So we're not sitting here waiting for like 20 minutes?
I did send minutes via email before. I also mailed them.
Yes, she did. I couldn't find one.
I admit it, we screwed up, okay?
You're not allowed to be human. Knock it off.
I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm a little bit of a stickler for details.
But, no, I'm kidding. Oh yeah, where's Tiger?
I told him several times. I even today reminded him it's tonight.
Here, probably.
Anybody know what recommendation 20 is on the,
Yeah, I printed out a copy. I was going to, I'm supposed to read the report, and I'll see what they're referring to. I mean, that 20 was putting us into receivership.
That's if we didn't comply.
If we didn't comply. Number one was the state controller, or county controller, was going to audit us, and number 20 was we would be put in receivership if we didn't comply with the
We were doing the video thing with Natalie and.
All right, can we approve these minutes?
I make a motion that we approve the minutes for August 12th.
I second it.
Will?
yes, we'll move it. You get it on paper now. Signet signed on paper.
Oh, we are on the agenda thing. You wanna go ahead and
We're not to that other part yet. We're still approving the agenda.
The minutes,
The
August
minutes.
12th.
no, I'm sorry, yeah, the minutes. You wanna go ahead and approve the minutes?
I will not vote either way.
Oh,
What do
okay.
they call it?
Can't understand.
A motion's been made, Gulon seconded, vote, aye.
Gulon already approved it.
Yeah.
Aye. Will?
Decline.
Fine, so, we approve it.
That's approved. Okay, now it's a closed session. Was David Mann going to call in, or?
I've got his number to call him.
Okay.
Yeah, call him. Okay, you guys, I gotta put you in the waiting room. We're gonna have a closed session.
Okay, we're back in open session. And we had a long discussion, and we have not came to finalize
Let me call.
what's going on, so we will announce the results at the next meeting. Okay? Is that sufficient?
Yes.
Okay, correspondence.
Okay. I have a letter that the grand jury sent me. They required me to read it in open session. It says, the 2019-2020 Kern County Grand Jury has reviewed your February 28, 2019 response to the 2018-2019 Grand Jury report on the Rand Community's Water District. The grand jury recently visited your district and observed firsthand the progress you have made. The grand jury appreciates the Rand community that had existed. As indicated in your response, Most of the grand jury recommendations have been implemented with 2 exceptions. We understand recommendation 1 is at the discretion of the Kern County Auditor, Controller, County Clerk. The grand jury is pleased the district has provided financial information to the Kern County Auditor, Controller, County Clerk in order to facilitate a review. The only other recommendation not implemented was recommendation 20. In light of the other actions taken by your board, this recommendation is no longer relevant. And what recommendation 20 was, in light of the severity of this report, if the above recommendations are not met within 120 days of the release of this report, the 2018-19 Kern County Grand Jury recommends that the RCWD be placed in receivership through the State Water Resources Control Board. And that will not happen at this point. The grand jury understands there are still many challenges ahead for your district, not the least of which is the resignation of your general manager. However, given the positive actions taken thus far, we are optimistic you have turned the corner and will continue to improve the level of service provided to the communities.
Is that all the correspondence, or?
Yeah, that's the only correspondence I have.
Okay, the manager's report.
Okay. We replaced the totalizer at Booster 3, what looks like to be a new one last week that we had in our inventory at the request of the people from the grant. It had a low meter reading, pristine glass over the meter numbers, and an unmarred paint. We ended up also having to replace the valve in the line in order to turn the water off to replace it, as the old one was so corroded it would not close. The contract for the $3.9 million grant was received on August 17, 2020, and forwarded to our lawyer, David Mann. I also forwarded a copy to each board member via email. Ellen Brooks of the State Water Board is being contacted by David Mann to determine if there is another way forward, as David Mann and his law partners are not happy with it. For your information, our Zoom meetings are being recorded and uploaded to our YouTube account where anyone can access and watch them. So try not to swear. I put an ad in for general manager in the Daily Independent on our website and on both post office bulletin boards as requested. I have not yet received any responses. We received a new water account for 416 Umpqua in Johannesburg. We also have someone wanting to open an account for a mining claim in the Airport Well area. There is a water meter for it, which is located on this side of Highway 395. We have fixed a few broken parts there and are now waiting for documentation from the customer that proves they have the mining claim. The pipe runs under Highway 395 from the meter and across the airport in a diagonal line heading towards Airport Well tank. We are not responsible for any of the pipe beyond the meter. We eliminated the Merchant One credit card machine, as the government portal online one does the same thing, with the bonus of customers being able to pay their water bill online. This eliminates being charged for 2 credit card accounts each month. Close to 1/3 of our income from water accounts is through credit cards now. In a monthly report, we read a total of 312 meters, 106 in Randsburg, 146 in Johannesburg, and 58 in Red Mountain. We billed a total of 840,540 gallons for a total of $22,599.68. The delinquent amount, which includes debt amounts, is $30,564.
Oh.
Fortunately, right now, because of the governor's proclamation, some of the water bills are going higher per month. Some people aren't paying, and we can't do anything about it at this time because we can't turn off anybody's water.
Do they know that they're going to be liable? For all the
Well, they will
water
know as soon as the governor releases that. They're all going to get letters, delinquent letters saying you need to pay your bill, your water's going to be turned off.
Okay.
And I'm just waiting for that day.
Yep.
The gallons used on the office hose was 1,280 gallons. On the office hydrant was 1,000 gallons for a total of 2,280 gallons. The amount billed.
You missed
was a
gallons
wash-
pumped.
Huh?
You missed gallons pumped.
No, that's,
Oh, maybe yours is different.
yeah, I missed the one above, didn't I?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one, no gallons were pumped because it currently isn't being used. Nobody's buying bulk water. Prather Well 2 pumped 1,427,700 gallons. Booster 3 pumped 1,379,500 gallons.
I've got totally different numbers here.
These are the meter reading numbers.
Oh, okay.
So if you subtract the bigger number from the smaller number, you get the gallons in the total gallons column.
Right.
I did that so I can keep track. I have to look up the last meter reading every time. Okay, the Johannesburg water tank at the time of this reading had 188,006 gallons in it. The Red Mountain tanks had 121,828 gallons for a total of 309,834 gallons in the holding tanks. So that put our transmission line loss at 3%, our town site loss at 17%, and our total combined losses at 20%. Reasons in the past the losses were so high is because nobody was taking into account the water sitting in the water storage tanks that haven't gone through the town site meters yet. So we take a snapshot. You take the meter reading from well 2, the meter reading from well 3,
You understand?
the amount sitting in the tanks, and then the meter readings from all the towns. But you've got to account for the water in those tanks.
Yeah.
Who did that? Who figured that out?
Me.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good job.
So we're down to 20% loss.
We have 20% loss. So now some of the loss on the transmission line is from turning the system on and off,
Yeah.
because water has to go through the open valves by each booster before you turn on that booster, so it doesn't run without water in it.
Yeah.
And in the reverse is true, because you have to turn on.
That's pretty good, because 17% for the town side. Nationally, it's 12 to 14% of loss.
I know
So we're
some of
pretty
this
close.
loss is, of course, water theft, which I'm trying to address.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say how at this point, but
Okay. Good. You're on it.
we are going to address them. The main checking account at the end of last month had $37,976.09. Main share savings had $24,928.52. The turf money market had $98,110.77. And then our other savings fund had $44,662. The capital
Since the theft went down.
had $22,719.59. The grant fund has $7,664.50, and the operational fund had $1,233.82. So our total is $243,295.29, and all the money pulled together.
Has Ozzy come up and went through the bank statement?
No, I sent them all to him via email yesterday.
Okay.
I sent him everything that I sent the CPA. I sent him, but I haven't heard a word from him.
But yet he's running for office.
The grant contract, well, you heard what David Mann said.
Okay, so we need to call him back to discuss this.
What was the last you heard on it?
The last I heard is he had contacted Ellen.
That's the main lawyer?
No, she's with State Water Board, and she's
Yeah.
the person that the lawyer is supposed to contact, so I guess she's the lawyer.
Yeah.
And he hasn't said that he's heard back. I asked him this morning to email, he didn't answer.
But when does that contract due?
Well, I think in 30 days, August 17th, August 17th, which is maybe September 15th. August has 31
Yeah,
days.
because we've had no discussion on it here.
I know, it is just kind of.
Yeah.
And he had,
But you better call him. Just call
he
him
needs
back
to
and
talk
find
to you
out.
about that letter that's the holdup, that he doesn't want to
Well,
sign.
let's get him on the phone then.
What it is he's got him and the partners in their firm have read through this whole contract, and they have to write an opinion letter to go to the State Water Board and disagree or whatever what the contract
Hi, it's David Van.
David, this is Cliff Kennedy again. Wanted to talk to you about the grant and the opinion letter. That you, back from the state.
So let me give you an update.
Okay.
So on Friday, I contacted the attorney for the State Water Board concerning the opinion that they request from my firm with respect to the grant. Telling them that I told them that I had some reservations about the grant, and I should backtrack for a second and tell you that, we've done legal opinions for issuers of bonds, and we've occasionally done some really limited opinions with respect to grants, but we've never actually seen a state grant that asks for the kind of legal opinion that the state and that the water board asked for here. It was something that we had, in all of our years, we had never seen before, and it was something that we didn't feel comfortable with because we've just never seen that level of, request that we kind of felt put us in a position of where the state was looking for someone, to have to file a lawsuit against if the money weren't spent the right way. So that's not really what we're in the business. We're not in the insurance business. We're in the lawyer business. So I contacted their attorney on Friday, and Monday was a holiday. I didn't hear back from them today or yesterday. So I was planning to contact them again tomorrow morning. So that's really the status of the opinion letter. They have a standard form that they've been using, but if you have questions or concerns about the opinion letter, they've directed everyone to their general counsel. So that's kind of where we're at in terms of that process, and seeing if we can work out some kind of compromise where we can be comfortable with what is being asked, and they can get what they need. So that's kind of where that's at.
Can this be done in time for the deadline?
Yeah, and I know that they've asked, they gave us a really short deadline on that, which I thought was a little unreasonable, but I don't know that I can control it. All I can do is follow up with them and discuss with them what we're going to do. We have things that we look at in terms of risk, in terms of giving opinion, and what the state has asked for here is actually way beyond what we've ever provided for even not just a grant, but even a lender.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, do what you can do. And
Yeah, that's what I plan to do. So we're going to see what we can do with them, and obviously we don't want to be an impediment to that. If
there was questions because I've never seen the original grant application or the what deal they made with NB5, any of that stuff. So I've seen this the thing they sent us here, and I had questions about it. One was glaring. It was they said that anything before July 24th, 2019, they would not pay out of the grant. Well, in a little excerpt further back, it says that we're getting money from two different sources. We're getting money from the State Water Board, and there was a bill passed in the California Senate, the Pure Water #1. The money that we get from that source pays everything before July 24th, 2019, which was the well, all that stuff. And all the stuff for the environmental
Studies and stuff.
yeah, all that